There is a strange, fierce dignity in what remains unsaid. We often think closure means putting a full stop at the end of a story, saying the perfect last word, staging some clean emotional curtain call. But most of our lives are littered with unfinished conversations, letters never sent, truths that lodge quietly in the chest instead of crossing our lips. The world sells us a myth of pristine resolutions, but real healing is more humble. It comes not from wrapping things up, but from learning to live with the open spaces, the pauses, the endings that never quite arrive. If you've ever lain awake replaying a conversation you never had, you know how heavy an unsaid truth can feel. At times, it burns like a candle, not for illumination, but for longing, a small, persistent flame in the dark. There are words you meant to say to someone who is now gone, or to someone who stands right beside you, but the moment has thickened and passed. The mind spins. Will it haunt me forever? Did it matter if it was never spoken? Yet deep within, something else stirs. Some part of you bears witness, carrying the truth even when it cannot find its voice. Think of a scribe in a silent monastery, copying out a letter that will never leave the candlelit desk. Each stroke of ink is careful, imbued with a quiet reverence. The work is not wasted just because the letter will not cross the threshold. Writing itself is a form of honoring what lives inside us. In this way, the things we don't say are not erased. They are enshrined, like relics in a sacred alcove, kept safe by the act of holding them. What does it mean to carry a secret dignity, to allow something unfinished to rest within you? Sometimes it feels like carrying a stone in your pocket, its weight grounding, reminding you that your experience is real, even if invisible to others. We want so badly for others to witness us, to see the full span of our hearts, yet some truths are meant to be ours alone. This is not loneliness, but a kind of inner companionship, the quiet company of our own complexities. Endurance is not simply survival, it is the art of tending to what is unresolved without letting it rot into bitterness. The world tells us to move on, to let go, in a way that often means forget. But letting go is not erasure, it is the gentle release of a clenched fist. A sorcerer knows that not all magic is loud or showy. Some is the steady, unglamorous work of holding space for what will never be finished. Consider the way a pilgrim walks on, mile after mile, not because they expect the road to end, but because the walk itself is sacred. In our own journeys, some chapters will never find their tidy conclusion. Some apologies will never be spoken. Some love never returned, some questions never answered, and yet the journey does not lose meaning for its lack of finish. The walking is enough. Why do we crave perfect closure? Perhaps it is the child inside us, longing for a bedtime story to end with, and they all lived happily ever after. We want the peace of a closed book, the comfort of knowing nothing more can slip out of the pages. But in life, most stories do not end, they settle. They find their place in us, not as completed tales, but as living memories, soft-edged and luminous. There is a warmth in dignified incompletion, a safety in trusting yourself to hold what cannot be resolved. If you listen closely, you will hear the hush of a monastery at dusk, the soft footfalls of monks tending to their evening rituals. They do not rush. They understand that not every prayer finds an answer, not every candle burns until dawn, yet the practice itself is holy. So it is with your own unfinished moments. You may worry that carrying these unsaid things will poison you, that silence is a wound, but silence can also be a salve. What if you approached your inner life like a shrine, lighting a candle not to banish the darkness, but to honor what is present? The things left unsaid do not have to fester. They can become sacred, held lightly, tended with love. Sometimes, the most compassionate thing you can do is bear witness to your own truth without demanding that it be heard or validated by others, to be your own confidant, your own scribe. There is no shame in keeping some truths close. In fact, this is a mark of deep self-respect, the kind that grows quietly, like moss in the shade, steady and enduring. Are you afraid that your story isn't real if it isn't shared? This fear is understandable, but misplaced. Just as the scribe's ink makes the letter real whether or not it is mailed, your lived experience matters even if it remains unspoken. Things do not require completion or fruition to rest in peace within you. They can find their own gravity, their own stillness, their own quiet sanctity. Imagine a shelf of unsent letters, each one a testimony to a version of yourself that needed to speak, to reach out, to declare something. These letters are not failures, they are shrines, candlelit spaces where old hopes and unfinished love are remembered, but not clung to. They are places of gentle release, not regret. Closure sourced from oneself is a practice, not a destination. It asks us to trust that our inner witness is enough, to see ourselves clearly, kindly, and to accept the limits of what can be spoken or done. This is not resignation, but reverence. You are the keeper of your own sacred space. What if you tried a small experiment just for today? Today, choose one memory that feels unfinished and write it out by hand, without any intention of sharing or resolving it. Fold the page and place it somewhere safe, as if you were tucking it into a shrine. Notice how the act itself shifts the weight inside you, even if nothing else changes. The world is full of shrines for the unspoken. Every candle on a windowsill, every stone left on a grave, every silent tear shed in the dark is a form of honoring what cannot be completed. When you tend to your own unfinished stories, you become part of this ancient lineage, a quiet sorcerer keeping vigil over the mysteries that shape you. There is no shame in loving what is incomplete. In fact, there is a rare beauty in it. The Japanese art of kintsugi repairs broken pottery with gold, making the cracks part of the vessel's story, not something to be hidden. Your own unfinished moments are like these golden seams, proof that you have lived, felt, and survived. You may feel frustration, even anger, that some conversations will never happen, some apologies never arrive. This is natural, but in time, you may also find relief in recognizing that not all debts must be repaid, not every account balanced. Some things are simply laid to rest, not buried but enshrined in the heart. Think of those ancient monks again, their candles burning through the night, each flame a prayer for what cannot be put into words. Your own inner light, however faint, serves the same purpose. It illuminates not with answers, but with acceptance. This is a different kind of peace, quieter, but no less powerful. How would your days change if you treated your unfinished business not as failures, but as sacred trusts? What might shift if you realized that nothing is truly lost, only transformed, carried forward in a new form? Your heart is a reliquary, strong enough to bear what the world cannot see. Endurance means allowing these truths to live inside you without letting them harden you. It means feeling the ache, but also the warmth, the safety of knowing you can hold complexity without breaking. There is a quiet heroism in this, a daily courage that often goes unnoticed. The urge to move on is real, but you do not have to rush it. Instead, you can move forward with what remains. Carry your stories as a pilgrim carries a talisman, not to weigh you down, but to remind you where you have been and what you have survived. This is not about clinging to pain, but about traveling with grace. You may wonder, will I ever really let go? But perhaps letting go is not a single act, but a process, a gradual softening, a loosening of the old knots. Over time, the unsaid things grow quieter, less sharp. They become part of your landscape, familiar and gentle. There is a subtle difference between forgetting and releasing. Forgetting is an abandonment. Releasing is an act of honor. You do not have to erase your unfinished stories to find peace. Instead, you can light a candle for them, acknowledge them, and let them rest. In the monastery of your own soul, you are both scribe and sorcerer. You inscribe your truths, you guard your mysteries, you perform the small rituals that keep meaning alive. No one else needs to see the work for it to matter. The act of tending to yourself is enough. When you feel the urge to speak what cannot be spoken, imagine the candlelit alcove in your heart. Sit with the feeling. Let it warm you, even if it stings. You are bearing witness to your own life. This is an act of profound dignity. There will always be things left unsaid. There will always be unfinished business. But you do not have to solve every mystery, finish every story, or speak every truth for your life to be whole. Some things settle, and that is enough. Let yourself be a gentle keeper of shrines. Honor your incomplete moments, your unsent letters, your sacred silences. Trust that your inner witness is real and that your story has meaning, even if some chapters end in ellipses. You do not have to fear what is unresolved. The heart is vast, able to contain contradiction, longing, and peace all at once. In the end, what matters is not what you finished, but how you cared for what remained. Today, if you find yourself haunted by something left unsaid, place your hand on your heart and take 3 slow breaths. Whisper, "It was real, even if it only stayed within me." Feel the warmth of your own witness. You are not broken for carrying unfinished stories. You are not lesser for holding what others never see. You are a scribe, a pilgrim, a quiet sorcerer in the candlelit monastery of your own life. This is a place of safety, endurance, and gentle release. As you move forward, let your steps be steady, your rituals simple, your heart open to both what is spoken and what is kept in silence. The dignity of incompletion is yours to claim. The shrine is already built, waiting for you to light the next candle. Not everything must be resolved. Not every letter must be sent. Some things do not end. They settle, and in that settling, you will find your own peace. Thank you for watching and for walking this path alongside me. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. For high-resolution art, music, and full transcripts, consider joining me on Patreon. Until then, carry these reflections gently with you, and I hope to see you again in the next video.